So E3 is that magical time of year where, all the new video games get announced. And usually they all come out, except for sometimes they get canceled and that sucks. But every year, the whole video game fan base, well, maybe not the whole, but everyone gathers around their local internets and they watch the press conferences that all these video game publishers have to show off what new goodies they will be coming out with in the next few years. So today I want to talk about my hopes and predictions and just kind of talk a little bit about what I think will and will not happen at the 5 or so press conferences, or one of them I think is just a digital event. Nintendo. So yeah, let's get started. So Bethesda, this will be the third E3 press conference, and I don't really know what they're going to talk about. The first one, they actually had something really cool to talk about, and that was Fallout 4, because it was announced a couple days or weeks beforehand, because it would have got leaked if they didn't do it. And then they showed off a whole bunch of stuff and announced the release date at their press conference, and that was pretty much all the main thing they really had the press conference for. And then last year, they talked a lot about like Dishonored 2 and some other stuff I don't quite remember. And to be honest, I'm not a big Bethesda fan. Like, I like Bethesda when it comes to Bethesda Game Studios, which is their developer who makes Elder Scrolls and Fallout. I don't like Elder Scrolls, and I only liked Fallout 4. I didn't like 3. Yeah, I know everyone wants to assassinate me now because everyone really likes 3, but don't like 4 as much for some reason, even though it's no question about it, it's a better game. Another Bethesda game I really liked was Wolfenstein: The New Order. And I know there was some kind of like little tease in the DOS thing, the DOS thing looking on the trailer for, I believe it was Quake last year, Quake Champions or whatever it was. I forget exactly what it said, but it said something about Wolfenstein on it. And so I really hope that this year they will announce a new Wolfenstein, a sequel to The New Order. So that would be really cool, because I never beat Wolfenstein The New Order, but I really liked it. I had never just beat it. I think it gets harder towards the end, and I think about the part where you got to sneak back into the hideout, whatever, and I just keep dying or something. I don't remember. I haven't played it in a long time. And then there's, of course, a standalone DLC, which I don't really think you can call DLC. Like, if something comes out that is completely standalone, you don't need the game to play it. And you can buy it completely separately. For example, you can buy the Old Blood on disc by itself. I don't think you can call it DLC at that point. I think it's just a game. But so that's one thing I really hope. In terms of what else they can talk about, they could probably talk more about Quake Champions. It's way too early for talking anything about Doom, because that just came out last year. So I don't think they'll announce a Doom 2, or if they'll call it Doom 5 or something like that. I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, they should tease Elder Scrolls 6. It's like, for one, do you guys not realize that they rotate between Fallout and Elder Scrolls, and Fallout 4 just came out, like, not too long ago, like only a few years ago? And so it's going to be a while before they didn't say anything about Fallout 4 until the year it came out. So I assume they're going to do the same thing with Elder Scrolls. Maybe in terms of Elder Scrolls, maybe they'll announce that they're going to remaster Oblivion. Because they did that with Skyrim, so maybe they'll do Oblivion, a special edition. But in terms of next major Elder Scrolls game, I don't think we're going to get this year, or maybe even next year. Because Todd Howard also said that they're working on other projects that's not Elder Scrolls. So as far as we know, that game's not in active development. It might be in very pre-production, might be coming up with some concepts and maybe some early stuff, but that game is nowhere close to coming out. So people should need to stop saying all the time, can we get Elder Scrolls 6 already? They just shipped the game. And Bethesda Game Studios, they make big games that take a long time to do it. So we're not going to get Elder Scrolls 6 anytime soon, unfortunately. Not that I care, but a lot of people do. I don't know what else we could really get from Bethesda. I know they've been kind of doing a lot of like kind of cool campaign or story-driven first-person shooters. We got like Wolfenstein, got Doom. I know Doom had multiplayer, but no one really cared about the multiplayer. It seems like people really like the single player, but not the multiplayer. And then the Prey coming out looks pretty interesting. And then I know Dishonored's not a first-person shooter, but Dishonored are first-person games that are strictly story-based. And like even Elder Scrolls and Fallout, they both have third-person modes. But especially Fallout, you gotta play in first-person. And again, single-player, story-driven game. So maybe they'll announce a new IP, or maybe they'll bring back an older IP that is a first-person shooter or something like that. That'd be cool. I can't really think of anything else they'll talk about. I mean, they're still a pretty small publisher, and most of the stuff they've been doing lately is all stuff they own. They don't really publish games for developers they don't own, because Machine Games they own, id Software they own. What's the guys who are making I can't remember the people who make Prey and Arcane. Yeah, Arcane. They own Arcane. Both the studios are like one's in some other country, which I think are the guys making Prey, and the guys who make Dishonored are both Arcane. And then Bethesda Softworks, Bethesda Game Studios, which is their main line, who makes Fallout and Elder Scrolls. But that's all really I can think of for Bethesda. EA, everyone's most favorite game publisher. Everyone hates them for some reason, but I think they're fine. So, of course, they just talked about some Battlefront 2 stuff. So I think they're going to show that off there, either that or on Sony stage. But EA is doing like they're not going to be at E3 this year. They did it last year too. They weren't really at E3, but they did it during E3 weeks. That makes sense. But so I think they're doing it like the day before. I don't exactly know all the details. I just know that they're having a conference thing. So that's all I'm saying. So I don't really know. I don't really care about EA that much. There's some games like I really liked. It's right here, actually. I really liked Titanfall 2. I thought it was a good game. And I really much enjoyed it. And I've played other EA games. Like I really liked the last Battlefield game I played was Bad Company 2. And Battlefield 1 looked really interesting, but like I don't know, like I really like first person shooters, and EA makes good first person shooters, and so does like Activision. I think Call of Duties are really good, like mechanics wise, really good games. People can argue all they want that Call of Duty sucks, but I personally enjoy them. I haven't played one since Ghosts, so who am I to say? I think it'd be cool because they own PopCap and they make, like Peggle and Bejeweled and all that stuff. But my favorite PopCap game is Plants vs. Zombies. Not 2. Plants vs. Zombies 2 can go fuck itself. That free-to-play nonsense. Get the fuck out of here. But 1 is amazing. I love 1. I'm like, the first time I ever heard of it is because it was on PS3 and my friend bought it and we were playing. It's like, this game's pretty cool. And I don't really like tower defense type games, but I really like Plants vs. Zombies. So I think it'd be awesome if they announced Plants vs. Zombies 3, but as a full game you have to purchase like $20. Like the original one was like $20, I think, maybe even less than that, but it can be a full thing. And then they can maybe do like some kind of weird free-to-play version for the mobile market, because that is a big market, especially for games like that, very casual, microtransactions and all that stuff. But they can probably just do a free-to-play version on that. But I think they can do an awesome, like, true Plants vs. Zombies 3, because they have all the other, like, they have, like, Plants vs. Zombie Heroes, which is that weird, like, card battle game. I played a little bit. It was all right. And then, of course, there's the Garden Warfare games. I haven't played either of them, but I really want to. They look fun. But I know the first one doesn't have a campaign, but the second one does. So maybe I'll play that one. But I just haven't played either of them, but they look fun, like, fun games. But, like, I feel like a true, proper sequel to the original Plants vs. Zombie game, except, of course, they have one, Plants vs. Zombie 2 was a free-to-play bullshit game. Exclusively to mobile, but they should definitely do like a full. Can they release it on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, computer? Like again, they can do a free to play mobile version if they want, and they can even release it on like Vita or something if they wanted to. But I think that'd be really cool. That'd be something I'd really be excited for. In terms of like, because EA has all the Star Wars stuff, so I think it'd be cool. Because I think Amy Hennig's game or Visceral, Visceral was one of their studios. They were responsible for Dead Space, I believe, and they also did Dante's Inferno, and they did Battlefront Hardline, or Battlefield Hardline, sorry. But they're making a Star Wars game being directed by Amy Hennig, who is a creator of Uncharted until she left Naughty Dog. And we saw a little bit glimpse of it at last year's E3. They had like a Star Wars montage thing, so I think it'd be cool if we saw more of that, because I believe it said it's supposed to come out next year. At least is what they're aiming for. Maybe 2019. I think it was either 2019 or 18. I hope 18 because I really want that game. It seems like a game that'd be really, really cool. Like a very narrative story, adventure, action Star Wars game where he probably plays a bounty hunter, I assume, or something like that. And it's supposed to be canon to the story too, so that'd be, or to like the overall arching saga of Star Wars. So that's cool, and I am really looking forward to that. So hope we see more of that, more information on what it's called, a release window at least. That would be awesome to see that. But I don't know. In terms of other Star Wars stuff, There's nothing really else that they showed that I've really cared about. I mean, again, Battlefront 2, they're definitely going to show because that's coming out this year. And they just had, I think they showed a trailer earlier because Star Wars Celebration has happened. And so they talked about it, and it's going to have a single player campaign, which makes me really excited because I fucking hate multiplayer only. I don't play multiplayer shooters. I played a little bit of Battlefront 1 because I got it for like on sale on PSN like a few months ago for like $7, and I was like, fuck it, why not? And I played a little bit. It plays okay, but it's like I'd really love if there's single player on this because I would have played a lot of it. But the other Star Wars thing I'm really excited for is the developers behind this game, Respawn. They showed a doing their montage thing. They showed that they're doing mocapping, and it just fell. They're doing some mocapping, and they had some dudes with like wooden swords. So it seems like, and I believe it's being directed by the dude who directed God of War 3, or maybe some of the other God of War games too. But so that seems awesome because we're going to get a cool actiony lightsaber Star Wars game, which would be fucking awesome because I'm one of the people who actually really like the lightsaber stuff from the prequels in Star Wars. Thought those fights were really badass and really entertaining to watch. It was some of the best parts of those movies. And I know a lot of people hate the prequels. I personally one who likes them. I understand when people hate them, but I feel like there's some aspects of the originals that are just as bad in the prequels because remember they were written by George Lucas, all of them. And the original movie was directed by George Lucas, and then the prequels are all directed by George Lucas. So George Lucas was involved in all 6 of the movies, so there's George Lucas things that happened in all the movies that you can blame him for. But it's not about the movies, it's about the video games. But so the upcoming Respawn Star Wars game looks pretty cool, or looks like it could be really cool if it's like a big actiony hack and slash lightsaber game. That'd be really cool, and I would love that. Other EA stuff, I'm sure they're going to talk about sports games, and that's the part where I'm going to go take a piss, because I don't care about FIFA, I don't care about Madden, I don't care about any other sports games, because I don't like sports. Unless it's Mario Party sports, or like Mario sports games, but even then, it really depends on the game. But yeah, so sports games can go fuck themselves. I really don't know what else EA could talk about that I would really be excited for. I don't think they hold any like licenses that I care about that they could announce something really cool. I know back in the day they had like Lord of the Rings, but now Warner Brothers has that because I think they make New Line Cinema. Does New Line Cinema still a thing? I don't know, but anyway, I don't know what license they have. But one thing that'd be really cool. I don't know if it ever happened, if it would ever happen. But remember that game Dante's Inferno that came out like 2010? That was a God of War clone. Yeah, that game was fucking awesome. I really liked that game. It'd be cool if we got a sequel to that because it was based off a poem, and there's more poems in that saga, I guess you can call it. So the epics, Dante's whatever. There's more Dante's somethings, and the source material it's based off of. So it'd be cool if we got a sequel to that game. I don't know if it ever happened. That'd be pretty cool. Another one would be cool. I don't know if they actually own the IP or not. I think Double Fine owns the IP, but Brutal Legend, if we made a sequel to that. There's probably a higher chance that Double Fine would just like Kickstarter or something like that, which would be cool, fine too. I just want a sequel to Brutal Legend because that game was also awesome. But there's nothing else I really care about that would come from EA that I can really talk about. Let's talk about Ubisoft. Yeah, you like my sunglasses? These are my regular sunglasses. When it's too sunny, I go out and wear these ones. My special Ninja Turtle Shredder sunglasses that I got in a Loot Crate like over a year ago that I literally forget I have until I see them sitting somewhere randomly in my room. I'm going to leave these on for the rest of this section. So Ubisoft. I actually really like Ubisoft games. A lot of people hate them. A lot of people hate Ubisoft, but like Ubisoft, I don't know, it's cool. So I definitely think they're going to reveal the new Assassin's Creed that they took a break off the series, and they're going to make, they took like a year off. They skipped, it was annualized. One thing I really hope for that they could talk about, because this year is the 10th anniversary of the series. Assassin's Creed 1 came out in 2007. I really hope they do like an anniversary edition, because I actually really like Assassin's Creed 1. It does have issues, but maybe they could fix some of that with like a remaster, remake, something like that. And I really like Altair as a character. He's my favorite Assassin's Creed character. I know a lot of people like Ezio, but like fuck Ezio. Altair is where that. Ezio is my second favorite character, just so you know. Anyway, but so that'd be cool. But they're probably going to announce a new one. There's a rumor Assassin's Creed Empire or whatever it is, or something like that. It's supposed to be based in Egypt. And one thing that's cool, because I know in the Assassin's Creed history, like I think it's said in Revelations, where Altair's son went to Egypt, so maybe it could be based off his son. That'd be pretty cool, but I don't know. Maybe it'll just be something completely new and different. The Assassin's Creed games, in terms of the overarching story that happened, and like the Desmond and stuff like that, after 3, they like kind of like stopped even caring, and so I don't know what the overall connections will be anymore. But I really hope that they continue that. Other Ubisoft things, I don't know. They're probably gonna do Just Dance 2018 because that's an annualized thing that they do every year, and they seem to sell pretty well. So that'd be pretty cool if they did that. Or I don't really care. I mean, my little sister plays them, but I don't care about Just Dance at all. It seems to be on a trend of announcing Tom Clancy shit. I've never really played any of the Tom Clancy games, so I don't care. Although the new Ghost Recon looks pretty interesting. It looks like a cool game you can get with some buddies and play and have fun with. But I just don't really care about Tom Clancy games. I never really played them, so. But I don't know. They seem to keep announcing new Tom Clancy's. Maybe this year will be Splinter Cell, because I know a lot of people have been wanting that. But that'd be cool. That'd be cool for the people who want it. But like me personally, I would like the surprise announcement to be new Prince of Persia, because it's been freaking 7 years since we've gotten one. So that'd be awesome. But who knows? And I can see Far Cry 5. The last Far Cry was 4. Came out 2014 maybe 2013 maybe, I don't know. Oh, there's also Primal. I've never really played Far Cry. I played when Far Cry Classic came out on PS3. I played that. I didn't beat it, but I really enjoyed it. But that's what it was like before Ubisoft. Because it used to be Crytek, and I think after 3 was Ubisoft. I know a lot of people say 3 is awesome and 4 is awesome, and Primal is really good too. And they like Blood Dragon. I have Blood Dragon on PS3. The fuck? I have Blood Dragon on PS3 because it was free PS Plus. Also on my computer because it was free Ubisoft games they gave away for the 30th anniversary. My computer does not run it though, so I can't play it. But that'd be cool. Far Cry 5 for people who like Far Cry. Maybe we'll get more information on the Fractured Butthole. Because that game keeps getting delayed. It was supposed to come out it was supposed to come out December something. I think the same day as The Last Guardian was supposed to come out, and it got delayed. Then it got delayed again, and so maybe we'll get an actual definitive release date. But I don't really know. I really hope, because I haven't done one since what was that game? I can't think of the name of the weird RPG thing Ubisoft did. The UB Art framework, or whatever the hell that engine is. You know, the 2 Rayman games, and they did the Valiant Hearts, and then Child of Light. That's what it's called. They did that. And those games, I've played a little bit of one of the Raymans, and I played Valiant Hearts, and I never played Child of Light because the gameplay didn't look too interesting to me. But the art style is gorgeous, and I would love them to make a new game. Either it can be a completely new game, they can make another Rayman game, they can make another just game in that engine without those beautiful graphics, and I would be very happy with that. But that would be something cool. But yeah, that's all I can think. That's all I can really think of for Ubisoft. Like I really like Ubisoft. I can never think of what games they make every time I'm trying to think about them. Maybe they can talk about some Watch Dogs 2 DLC. But I think the 3 biggest things for me would be, well, the 3 biggest things I think in general would be the new Assassin's Creed, if they announce a new Prince of Persia, and then like if they announce Splinter Cell. I don't care about Splinter Cell, but that would be a really big thing for people that would be talking about that. And that's all I can really think of for Ubisoft. So now let's move on. Hey guys, so this video, when I recorded it, turned out to be 40 minutes long. So I decided to split it into 2 parts because I don't think many people want to watch a 40-minute long video of me rambling into a camera. So this is the end of part 1. Part 2 will be up tomorrow. See you then. Bye.